Popcorn chicken is one of them things that I really like to eat when I'm out liming, but every time I buy it, I'll always be slightly disappointed. It's either too dry, it isn't seasoned enough, or it's too expensive. So what you just do when you like to eat something, but you're always disappointed when you buy it, you gotta make it yourself. So today, we're gonna make some popcorn chicken the way I like it, the way I would like to enjoy it when I go out. But don't steal my recipe if you're to sell popcorn chicken. You can come and license it or something. But if it's a home cook and you want to eat some popcorn chicken while you're home or I'm with your friends, definitely you want to try this recipe. Let me jump into it one time. So I have 3 chicken breasts here, and I don't know what they're doing with these chickens these days, but look at the size of this breast. It's real big. Back in the days, I know a chicken breast used to be like half this size, but you know how it is go. Yeah, I have some massive chicken breasts here, and I guess you could use thighs as well to do popcorn chicken. But for me, that is cutting off a lot of fat and all them kind of thing, and then when you end up with the chicken, when you're done cleaning it up and thing, it's less yield. So for me, the chicken breast will yield more, so I'll go with the chicken breast. But again, if you want to go with chicken thigh, you can do that as well. And I'm just going to cut this into like bite-sized chunks, right? We all know popcorn chicken is that big pieces of chicken is like, little chunks like this. So it's about a 2-inch. Yeah, so cutting it into about 2-inch pieces. Okay, so now that we have our chicken cut up into nice little bite-sized pieces, we want to go on to one of the most important steps in this process, and that is seasoning the chicken. To season this up, we're going in with 3 teaspoons of salt, 2 teaspoons of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of MSG, teaspoon of ginger powder, 3 teaspoons of garlic powder, 4 teaspoons of dried thyme, 2 teaspoons of paprika, 1 teaspoon of chili powder. At this point, I want to use my state-of-the-art mixing tools here, my hands, and go in and just rub this chicken. I'm going to make sure and rub the dry ingredients onto the chicken first before we add the wet, just to make sure that each piece gets a nice coating of the herbs and spices. To this, I want to add a 1/4 cup of lemon juice. And that citric acid is important because it helps cut the freshness of the chicken. And now I want to add one of the most important ingredients to this marinade, and that is about a 1/4 cup of yogurt. So for this, you want to use plain yogurt, nothing sweetened, nothing flavored. So while a lot of recipes in the US calls for buttermilk, if you check like recipes in India, recipes for like chicken tikka masala and that kind of thing, they would marinate the chicken in yogurt, and not just chicken, but a marinated lamb in yogurt as well, and some other meats. And for me, the yogurt yields better results. So give it a try. If you're accustomed using buttermilk, you could give the yogurt a try and tell me how you find it works. But as I said, I've tried buttermilk in the past, and of course I've tried yogurt, and for me, the yogurt gives better results. So of course I want to leave this in the fridge to marinate for at least an hour, but overnight would be best. So our chicken has been marinating for a couple hours, so we're good to go here. And a good rule of thumb when you're cooking any kind of meat that you had in the fridge, you want to take it out a little before time and allow it to come down to room temperature before you cook it. So I had this sitting out of the fridge for a little bit. It is at room temperature, so we're ready to fry. And I have my station set up here to prep the chicken for frying. I have my egg wash. I have my flour for my first dredge because we're going to dredge in the chicken twice. So I have plain flour here. And to do the final dredge, which will be the final coating for the chicken, I'm going in with some all-purpose flour, some cornstarch, And the mixture of the cornstarch and the flour is going to give our chicken a real nice crispy batter, crispy crunch. Adding a bit of MSG to our dredge as well. And then because our chicken is so well seasoned, we don't need to go crazy on the seasoning. We just need a light seasoning on it because again, the chicken is already well seasoned. So I just go in with some salt and add in some black pepper as well. Now combining this. So we have the chicken here, and first we're gonna put a couple pieces into our flour here. Now I just wanna toss it in the flour. You wanna shake off any excess flour off of it. So make sure you shake off any excess flour. And then you wanna go into your egg wash, like so. Drain off any excess liquid. And now you want to come into your final dredge, dry dredge. And you want to toss the chicken in it a couple times. And then shake off any excess flour. And now I just want to rest it on my rack here, and I'm going to continue doing the same for all the remaining chicken. And I know I'm supposed to keep one hand for wet and one hand for dry, but because I also have to change angles on the camera, I'm keeping this hand completely clean so I can adjust my angles on the camera. So I'm just using this hand for both wet and dry. Dip into our egg wash. Drain off any excess egg wash, and then into the final dredge. Again, maintaining a light touch. I'm not trying to pack the dry ingredients onto the chicken, just tossing it lightly, and then shake off the excess as I remain with there. And then onto our rack. Okay, so we have our chicken ready to go here, and it's important to use a rack like this to place the chicken on because it allows air to flow through, not allowing the batter to cake up on the chicken, because we don't want that. We don't want a cakey batter. We want it to come out nice and crispy and not clumpy. So yeah, we're good to go here. Just gonna let our oil come up to temperature, and it's time for frying. All right, our oil is ready, so it's time for frying. And we're just gonna fry a couple pieces at a time, not to crowd the pan. So what we're doing to make sure that the chicken comes out real crispy and crunchy is a double fry. So we're only gonna fry it for 2 minutes, take it out, and then we're gonna fry it again to get the color on it. And that way we're gonna get a nice, real crispy, crunchy fried chicken. All right, so we have our batch of chicken fried off on the first fry. Now we're gonna do the second fry, and that's gonna crisp up the outside. We're gonna get a nice, crispy, crunchy chicken strip. And just like before, we're frying this off at batches at a time. This is what we're looking for here. Perfectly crispy chicken. We're in a proper gear here, proper gear. So we are done. Our chicken is finished frying, and let me tell you, this nice home style chicken. I mean, look at that, look at that. It's no fast food fried chicken here. the little imperfections, you know it's home style, proper home style. And I don't know if you're gonna pick this up on the mic, right? I don't know if the mic gonna pick this up, but listen to this. Look at that. Tender on the inside. Yeah. This is a proper fried chicken. Now I know I started off saying popcorn chicken, but I realized I had to cut it a little smaller for it to be popcorn chicken. So I had to change the title of this video to say chicken strips. But don't watch no face. Same fried chicken, same process, same great results. So the reason why we double fry is to get this nice crispy crunchy exterior without overcooking the chicken. So the first fry is to start the cooking process and to cook the chicken on the inside, and then the second fry is to get the color. So that's the science behind double frying, and it allows you to get this nice crunchy crispy exterior. And then marinating the chicken in the yogurt keeps it nice and moist. They get great flavor from the marinade that we make. Yeah, good to go. Home style, proper fried chicken. And I mean, let me tell you something. I really love to eat fried chicken, but I hate frying chicken because it's such a labor intensive process. So please like this video, share this video, and subscribe to the channel because this was a lot of work. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.